Welcome to Toy Business Unboxed, your gateway to the secrets of the toy industry. Here, Jason Shea, a toy entrepreneur and expert in the
Every
field.
product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son, major retailers.
Yeah.
Check. Is it? We think this is cool. Is this cool?
The thing with Amazon is just it become more and more complicated over the years. Yeah, maybe you can also consider to create more online resources.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Welcome to another episode of Toy Business Unboxed. I'm your host, Jason Shea, where we unwrap the story behind the toys. And today we have a special guest, Brittany, the owner of Clover Toys, which will be exploring her journey from being an educator to become an entrepreneur and now running her own toy store in the Seattle neighborhood. And would like to dive into today's interview. And thank you so much for joining us today, Brittany.
Thank you, Jason. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so can you first share with our audience like the story behind the Clover Toys and what inspired you to start your own toy store?
To be honest, I am not the founder. I took over Clover Toys from Sarah, who had a beautiful vision about Montessori toys in Seattle. It's a very big, Montessori Waldorf is very big in Seattle. And I had been running a small little boutique after leaving education. And Clover, she decided she was done. And we kind of just switched places in the world.
Interesting. Okay.
I left teaching. She went teaching special education, actually. And she went on to be a special education teacher. And I took over running Clover Toys.
Interesting. You switch career, kind of swap.
You know what? The universe needed a shift.
Very interesting. So, and I think last time when we spoke, also you are very intentional about the toy that you selected for your toy store. Can you also talk about what set yours a Clover Toy apart from other toy store, and how do you usually select your choose your collections?
You're absolutely right. I wanted to be incredibly intentional about the toys we chose because all toys are good toys. There isn't a bad toy, but when we were looking at the toys we wanted to carry here, we wanted to do so. The foundation with Sarah was the Montessori Waldorf wooden toys. And I wanted to take it one step further. I really wanted it to be sustainable, and in particular, sustainable play. So we want toys that are either made with sustainable materials, have a lifetime of more than 10 years, or can be disposed of sustainably. And that focus has really led us down a path to finding some really incredible wooden toys and minimizing the amount of plastic in our toys.
Yeah, that's very important because we're all sharing the same planet, so we should be cautious of the thing we're putting back to the environment if we want to have the earth still be usable for our next generation, right? So that's very important. So, and as a mom yourself, how do you balance your role as a business owner with your family life and running the store?
It is always going to be a challenge. The good thing right now is my darling little daughter, Ada, still loves coming to Clover. She is the unofficial employee of the month, and my crew is just fantastic with her. So I do find, and right now, Wednesday was her last day of school. And so I anticipate her coming into the store quite a bit. The fun thing is the cheat code that I found for her is I can give her my phone with the camera on. And she just goes around the store and takes pictures of all of her favorite products, and then
use it for social media.
Exactly. It's like Ada's wish list, and it also is an easy way to promote
You know
new
what? You should
products.
have her
Yeah.
start making TikTok video for you.
I'm real close. It's that fine line, you know.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
want her to feel like she has to. I want her to still enjoy it.
Sure.
But I feel really lucky as a mom because I got such a sweet, creative kiddo.
Yeah.
And so she's really into like posing right now. So I
Posing,
to
okay.
figure,
Posing with the
yeah,
toys, I guess.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, nice. That would work well, yeah.
The other fun thing, and we're gonna do it again this fall,
Yes.
is Ada's Stuffy fashion show.
Oh, wow, I love the idea. Wow. Okay.
It turned out amazing. She's like, I want kids to bring in their stuffed animal and I want them to decorate it and I want to have a fashion show.
Oh, that's a
And
wonderful idea. Whoa. Okay.
it was totally her idea. I can't even remotely take any credit other than executing it because
Oh, nice.
she took it, she ran with it, and we had about 4 kids for
Oh,
our
wow.
inaugural fashion show.
Nice.
And we're hoping it'll grow this year and we can have a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, and maybe you can open it for online voting. So now you have more social media followers, like engage and vote and join our email list and just vote and make it more interactive. Then you can have a winner, announce the winner, then you win a prize too. You make it like almost like a tournament style. Just make it more fun, you know, toy industry about having fun. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but I love the idea that she come up. So I know how long have you been running the store now? So how many years now?
7 years.
Whoa, 7 years. Okay. What are some of the biggest challenge you have faced in running the brick and mortar toy store, and how have you overcome them?
It's every day has its own unique challenges. From, you know, we recently moved locations.
You did? Okay.
It was in December of 22, so it's not like, and we didn't move like across the city. We moved like 6 blocks.
December, but isn't that Christmas season? You move Christmas season? Oh my God!
It was the biggest comedy of errors, and that's what I mean when I say every day is a new challenge. I think the one that broke my spirit during the move was we were all set. We were going to open in the new spot right before Black Friday.
Yeah.
And the contractor, like, it comes up to me and says, I don't know if you're going to believe me, but the paint's not sticking to the walls.
What?
And I know.
What?
And I to this day, I'm not sure if he was just coming up with an excuse to like give himself a little extra time because things didn't go right his way, or if the paint really didn't stick to the wall. But so we had to push our opening date back again. It was we were supposed to move in September, so like that was our beautiful plan. Right. During a lull, kids are back in school. We can transition, set up.
You don't want to move during Christmas. It's like the crazy season.
But we did it.
You did it.
And my crew was fabulous. I couldn't have done it without them. I personally am very grateful that most of them are still with me even after that. So
yeah. How many employees do you have at the store?
Right now we have 7.
Okay.
It's we are a small neighborhood store. I know. Even some of our local, and I say competition loosely because really I view them more as sister stores, because if I don't have something, I can be like, well, did you go to Snapdoodle? Have you tried Magic Mouse downtown? And it just creates a better environment for our customers too.
True. Yeah. Okay. And I know your focus is on the eco-friendly toys and sustainabilities. How do you usually find those toys? Do you go to a particular trade show for them, or do you just go to a regular trade show? I know we met in Astra just last week as well. So
I find that I am that annoying toy store that asks way too many questions. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. So I will ask like, so do you use FSC wood in your manufacturing? Do you know if you manufacture in China, what's your relationship with your manufacturers? And
okay.
all
You
because
asked the hard question. You asked the hard question. Yeah.
To me, those are the really important ones, because if we're talking about, we want it to be globally sustainable, those are the questions I want the answers to. And a lot of times the answer is, oh, but I'll find out. And I think
Unfortunately,
that
I don't think there's a standard for eco-friendly toys. It's not like you can get a seal or get them on a certified. I don't think it even exists. So it might be a good business to create that.
I love it. I like where you think. I like where you think. For me, it really does come down to that, like, what are the materials? Is this a one and done toy? Like,
True.
I love, and so does my husband, rockets. Like
Rocket.
the model rockets that you can do rocketry with.
Okay.
But those are one and done toys. And
okay. True.
Once you launch it, like, you might be able to reuse the rocket itself, but once the engine is used, it's done.
Yeah, I can use it. Okay, got it.
And so even if I really love a toy and it's got really awesome potential, I might not carry it because it doesn't have that, like,
criteria looking for. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
And the newest one for me, and I've been trying to figure out what I want for my standards to be, is that things can be sustainably disposed of. And one of my newest partnerships is TerraCycle. And
what do they do?
They're really awesome. They basically take anything that is non-biohazard and for the most part inorganic, and they will find a way to reclaim it and reuse it in a new product.
Oh, wow. So, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of the things that we are going to, it's just started. I just got it going.
How does their business model work? Do they charge you to pick stuff up from you?
So I ordered the TerraCycle art supplies box because I was having a really hard time with markers. I love markers. I feel that for kids, they offer such creativity that even crayons and paint don't have the same level of creativity because they're colorful, but they're smooth, and they help with that pincer writing grip.
Okay.
But they're plastic. And so with this program, I paid, it ended up being just under $200, so it's not inexpensive. But it's going to be an 11 by 11 by 20 box, so a fairly large box, where we can just put any art supply in, except for crayons. And once the box is full, I believe their requirement is it has to be under 50 pounds.
Okay.
So you can put a lot in there. You send it back to them, and they take it from there.
Okay.
I can't speak to everything they do. Obviously, it's not my business. It's just a great partnership. But I know they do a lot with creating plastics that can also be recycled. So like
okay.
cutlery and things like that.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's my first time hearing about that kind of services. So, yeah. And my next question is, how do you stay up to date with the latest toy trend? Like, what criteria do you use when you're selecting new product to your store? Of course, besides being eco-friendly and all that.
I every Christmas I get asked, "What's the trendy toy?" And I say,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
"We don't carry it." Um,
Okay. Okay.
but I'm not disappointed about that. I
I see.
honestly feel like it's when it comes to toys for us, there is a lot of customer input. And I feel having a really good relationship and having those customer asking questions of my customers like, hey, I saw that you bought this. I'm looking at a like I saw you bought this unicorn. I was
Mhm.
looking at this other unicorn art set. Would that be something that your child, your friend would enjoy? And
Yeah.
I get a lot of really good feedback that way. Um, the other thing that I I have done is I keep my pulse on my core brands. I do a lot of work with Plan Toys,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. I heard of them. Yeah. Mm.
and Ebu is another one that I do a lot of work with.
Yeah.
And probably for our trendy toys, Ebu is going to be my version of a trendy toy.
Okay.
They do a lot of art kits and
I think I talked to someone from the Plant Toy. Their business model very interesting. They own their own factory as a toy
yeah,
manufacturer. So that's they have more control over the manufacturing process because they own the factory. Whereas my toy brand, I don't own the factory. I work with the factory. I work with 3 different factories. So I don't have like that level of oversight on how the product is being used, what kind of material is used, how it's being recycled. I really don't have a say in that. So, but for their business model, because they own their own factory, they obviously have a lot more control and say on, let's try to be eco-friendly. Let's try to, be more conscious of be using recycled material. So they have a very unique business model out of all the people I talked to so far. So,
I really respect them for that. And one of the things I love about it when it comes to marketing in store is they're really good about putting it on their packaging. So I can pick up
mm.
any Plan Toys box and be like, "Hey, this is how
Yes,
their whole
yeah, yeah,
system
yeah, yeah.
works."
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they kind of created their own system because it doesn't exist. So they kind of create their own indicator and all that, like the carbon emission and all that stuff. But that doesn't really
Yeah.
exist. I was hopefully someone maybe can bring a create business out of it. So yeah.
That would be really cool.
So I want to transition more to the local involvement for your store. In what
Mm.
way do you engage with your local communities? And like you kind of give the example of your daughter trying to do that fashion shows, but any other thing that has been successful for you and your toy store?
One of our favorite things to do, and it helps decorate the store too. It's very simple. It's a coloring contest.
Oh, okay, coloring contest. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But even more to reach Seattle at large, because it's very important to my heart that
Mhm.
I don't just exist as a business in this space, but I connect with the community I'm in.
Mhm.
And so right now we are partnered with our Chamber of Commerce called the Ballard Alliance,
Yeah.
and we are doing a food and supply drive for our local food bank.
Oh, okay, okay. You can also do toy drive too, right? So yeah.
Exactly. There's another local nonprofit called
Hmm.
Treehouse
Hmm.
that works with kids in the foster care system here in the state
Oh,
of Washington.
yes, yes.
And I think it's my favorite thing. They create essentially a free Christmas gift store. So
Mm.
they ask the foster kids, who do you want to get gifts for? They get like a set number of tickets and they just get to go shopping in
Oh,
this
wow.
store.
That's
And
really cool. That's awesome.
they get gifts for their friends and their siblings and their family. And
Oh,
it's
wow. That's very cool. Okay.
so I feel really empowered when I'm able to donate not only some of our profits to
Yeah.
causes like that, but like we had the toy drive in store, and
Yeah.
our community came out and gave generously. It was just a fabulous thing.
Yeah, it's always good to give back, even because we also operate a foundation called Sensory Inclusive Classroom Foundation. We actually donate toy to low-income school district as part of our foundation's effort as well. It's a brand new foundation we just started a couple months ago on top of all the other business I run. So
Right.
we're trying to scale the foundation. But we did got approved by Google Ad Grant, which is a Google program. You get $10,000 a month from Google as a 503c foundation, and you can use the $10,000 a month for running Google ads for the foundation.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, so we're working on that, and I'm actually watching and going through a course about how to optimize Google ads right now.
Oh,
So, yeah, I love to learn.
please.
I love to
Yeah.
learn, and I love digital marketing. So just another thing to learn for me.
Perfect.
So, yeah. So okay, so I want to transition the question to: can you share any like experience that your customer had that you can think of that in your store that you wouldn't typically have, let's just say, if they go shopping like a Target, for example?
It's my staff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have cool toys, don't get me wrong, but when you come in, the city we're in has a lot of uncles and aunts that aren't familiar as much with kids.
Yeah.
And so one of the most frequently asked questions is, my niece, nephew, cousin is turning 1, 2, 3. I don't know what to get them. What do you recommend?
Okay. Got it.
And so just my crew is so knowledgeable. They are
went
so
through
good at
the
their jobs.
certified play expert program that Astra does?
So I went through it, and
Yeah.
then my goal, because I do offer it online, is to
Yes.
have my crew go through it too.
It was very helpful. Me and my sister went
Yeah.
through it as well. We went through the 2-day in-person version,
Mhm.
and yeah, they teach about child development, the benefit of play, and the consequences when you don't have play, and
Right?
a lot of very interesting experience. It's almost like a college class that condenses in 2
For real.
days for toys for toy industry. So very interesting. I also personally learned a lot from that certification.
Really enjoyed the certified play expert. I think I have too many pins. I have my pin up on my board behind
You
me.
have one. Yeah.
But the other thing that I find just really unique to our store and to toy stores at large is that, like, there is space to play in here. We want you to come in and play in here.
Yeah.
Because, and I think my favorite is we have like a few families that, like, okay, after Tuesday gymnastics, we're going to go to Clover Toys and we're going to hang out till dinner time.
Oh,
And that's what they do. And like,
nice.
no, they're not going to buy something every time they walk in our door, but every time they walk in our door, they have a good time. And
You
their
also
kids
host birthday party at your store?
we have talked about it,
Yeah.
but even with our expanded space,
It's
we
not
haven't.
big enough? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
However, we
Yeah.
are right next door to a kids' hair salon. That was my logic. And they do have a party room. And
there you go. Partner with them.
I'm still feel like, even though it's been 2 years, I'm getting my feet under me. And so once my feet are more firmly under me, I'm really looking forward to doing a lot more partnering with them.
Yeah.
Because it's a cool little hair salon. My daughter loves to go there because they put butterfly clips and glitter in her hair, and there's nothing better.
I see. Yeah, that would be a very good collaboration with your neighbor store.
And I kind of circling back to an earlier question, I think that's the other thing is, like, as a toy store, I feel like it's necessary to connect with the other parts of your community. We do
100%. Yeah.
Little League too. My daughter was supposed to be on the team, but she just turns out T-ball's not her jam.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Every kids have a different sport. So yeah. So as well, winding down and toward the end of today's interview, one of the questions I ask every single guest is, if you had to share just one piece of advice with someone that's getting started in the toy industry, what would that be?
So I had a hard time narrowing it down. So I'm going to go with the one I think is the most important and then share my other two.
Sure.
Trust your instincts. You know more than you think you do. And by simply trusting your instincts and trusting yourself, a lot more gets accomplished than you realize. The next thing, make friends. As you said earlier, toy industry is all about playing. So let's play.
Yeah, let's play. Yes. Yeah.
And the last and questionably most important, ask questions. The more you know, the better choices you can make.
Yeah.
So I guess those are my three key pieces for the toy industry.
I see. And where can our listener find you?
Well, just for listening to our podcast today, or your podcast, I took ownership when I shouldn't. I wanted to offer a discount code to clovertoys.com.
Okay.
If you enter the promo code unboxed24, so UNBOXED24, you'll get 15% off your entire order at clovertoys.com.
Thank you so much for doing that. Yeah, I'll make sure our team include that in the show notes. When is it going to expire? Is it expiration?
It's good till the end of the year.
Oh, okay, perfect. I'll let my team know that, and we'll include it in the show note and also in the email that we send out. So thank you so much for doing that for the listener.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I think thank you so much for sharing your knowledge. And running a toy store is very different than running a toy brand, which is I run a toy brand. I don't run a store. I don't have I guess the good thing is I don't need to go to a brick and mortar location. I just work from home. So you have its pros and cons. But also I don't interact with the customer as much as you do, which I think that's your advantage, because I don't talk to the customer. I get email from the customer. I try to call them and try to have meeting with the customer sometimes, but definitely not on the daily basis that I interact with my customer directly the way you do. So I think your perspective when it comes to customer support and serving the customer is definitely very different. And I really love how you are really trying to give back and get involved in the local community. That's also very wonderful for you to do that. And that's something I'm also trying to do with my business. I'm trying to go to a lot of local networking event here in Phoenix and just meet with other business owner and hopefully connect with someone. And I think it's all about connection sometimes. It's not what you know, but who you know sometimes in business.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So thank you again for being on our podcast and
Thank you.
and sharing your experience.